cooking up.
Hey, yo, spice it up.
What's up, Charlie?
What's up? What's up?
I fucking flexer over here. What's up, guys?
Welcome to the
Yo,
Unseasoned Poppy Podcast, guys.
episode 2. We're hopefully not gonna have a dead battery this time.
No. I actually charged. I have my charger connected and everything. I got a new webcam. I'm solid. I'm good to go this time.
All right, fuck yeah. So, what's been going on this week? What's new with you?
Just a lot of trainings, honestly. It's just our yearly trainings and stuff like that. With the company that I'm with, we do yearly trainings that we have to do every single year that are required. And yesterday we had a workshop on courageous conversations, just like the typical, company stuff. But I'm usually annoyed by them, but honestly, I've started to care less and less and kind of use it more as a marketing thing. And I've been meeting other people from across the district and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's
Different
just
from the same company or different company?
same company, but our district's huge. And so they're in different cities and stuff like that. So I started meeting people from Tampa, Jacksonville, and the Panhandle and Nashville, Tennessee, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's all in the company that I work
Don't
for.
say the company.
I know.
That's
But the company.
I'll have to edit that.
But the company that I work for has giant districts all over the nation and everything. I belong to the Southeast District, and it covers basically all of Florida and some of the southern states, on the east side of the U.S. and Nashville, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
So earlier, this week, we got actually a really huge job up in Tampa. So I'm hoping maybe I can get transferred over to Tampa, because I would love to move to Tampa and live in Sarasota or Bradenton and kind of be closer to family. That's what I'm psyched for.
How far is Sarasota from Tampa? I feel like that's not that close.
Sarasota from Tampa, it's I think it's just about 45 minutes, which is my drive right now, because I live in Winter Park, Orlando. Winter Park, it's a suburb of Orlando.
Yeah.
So to get to the airport, it's 40 minutes, but just because there's so many lights, it's not far, but the traffic's so bad that it literally takes 40 minutes just to get to work and everything. So I mean, it is what it is.
That's the worst part for me too, is just getting to and home from work. From where I am now to get to downtown Charleston, I live in West Ashley, and when there's no traffic or a little bit of cars, not the rush hour times, it literally takes 10, maybe 15 minutes if you catch the lights. And then in the morning during the traffic time, it takes me 35 minutes minimum, and going home sucks. That's 50 minutes at least, sometimes an hour.
Yeah.
So I leave 7 in the morning and I don't get home until 6:30. Fucking sucks.
That does sound like it sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't even want to move back to Naples, honestly.
Me neither.
The only reason why I want to be close to that town is just because my parents are there. Yeah, well, just because my parents are there, and I feel since I'm having a son and I'm having a little baby, I want to drop them off at my parents' house and let them spend time with my parents and everything.
Yeah.
And I feel the way that my family's going to be constructed, it's going to lean more towards my mom and dad. You know how I don't know if it's maybe when you and Annie start setting up, I don't know how it how the dynamic is overall with you guys, but even for my brother, although he spends time with our family and his in-laws, he always gravitates more towards his in-laws. And that from everybody that I've heard that's married with kids and stuff like that, it always ends up happening that way. One of my old coworkers, he said he gravitates more towards his wife's family, just because of the situation with where they live and all that stuff, and just the relationships and everything. But I feel at least in my scenario, that like we're gonna end up gravitating more towards like my mom and dad,
Your
because my
parents,
parents
yeah.
love, yeah, my parents love Maggie. Maggie loves my parents, and she just like wants to like move south and be closer to a beach and my mom and dad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I think it's gonna be the same thing. Like Annie and my mom are super super freaking close. Like ever since she got her shit together, like my mom like fully accepted her and like calls her her daughter, all that crap.
Yeah,
And they're super close. And then, my dad, same thing. But and then we're closer too, from Naples to Charleston. It's a drive, 9 hours, but it's much closer than going 13, 14 up to St. Louis where Annie's family is. But
yeah,
we have talked about that, and like I I want to go and visit her family more often, at least like twice a year, do a trip, like, because they like doing a trip in the summer. They have a lake house, and so
yeah.
we can go down there, and then for one of the holidays, and then maybe one other trip, like not focused around a holiday type thing, to actually
Yeah.
go and do stuff.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. With what, well, like since Maggie's from like upstate New York, we've been thinking about like maybe in the future getting like a cabin up there and bringing all my family up there and
Mm,
letting them explore the region and everything. She's still got like a sister up there and all that
yeah.
stuff. So like she's still got like a little bit of, and her, I think her aunt and uncle live up there. So it's just like
What what part?
they live like, say the closest city is like Syracuse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Syracuse and everything, like up there, like yeah, it's
Yeah.
more upstate New York. It's
I
more,
said,
I've seen like videos of the town that they're from and all that stuff. So
yeah. I
like
was curious because I didn't know how close it was to Buffalo. Is
yeah,
Syracuse is like an hour and a half to two-ish away from Buffalo. And, I go visit my buddy there, go to the Bills games. So it's
yeah,
fucking dope. So I have like a image of what it looks like over there.
yeah. No, I feel you. And next week her sister's gonna be coming into town, so
Oh,
I'm gonna
sweet.
try to show her a good time and maybe hit up Gatorland.
Oh, have you met her
Gatorland.
before?
What? No, I've never
Have
met
you?
her in person, so it's gonna be kind of like
Oh, it's dope.
it's gonna be like new for me. I've
Yeah.
I've never met many, like I've like always FaceTime people and stuff like that, and I met them that way, but like it's
Yeah.
never been like an in person thing.
Yeah. It's much
So
different in person.
yeah, exactly. So it's definitely gonna be like a new vibe for me. Well, she seems chill and everything, so she's gonna be coming down next Friday, like midnight. So I'm gonna try
Nice.
to entertain her and stuff like that. She's 19 years old, so it's not like we can go drinking or
Oh,
anything.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, but I
Well, not
want to
out in
take
public.
yeah, but I want to take her like Gatorland because I Maggie told me that her family loved that place growing up, and I took Maggie there like on one of our first dates, and she loved
Yeah.
it. So that's one of the places we're planning on going to, and then I'm gonna just let her pick like one of the four malls that are out here.
Mhm.
It's just like there's just because Orlando has like a lot of malls, and yeah, I'm just gonna let her pick her poison with that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be an interesting. It's already gonna be an interesting week, and then I'm going down to Naples this weekend, for David's son's birthday.
Oh, there you go. I was
Yeah,
about to ask what you were doing for St. Patty's weekend.
yeah. It's mostly gonna be chill. It's gonna be like celebrating his son's birthday, and because my life right now, and it's crazy because I've been gravitating more to a family man.
Yeah.
So like even like about like 3 weeks ago, Maggie and I went to another kid's birthday party, and it was
Mm.
like the same. They were like almost the same thing as us, where it was like my coworker Renee, who's Mexican. He married a
Mm.
white girl from like Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like a white Mexican little birthday party, which I loved it because he had like a little pinata for, it was for his daughter, and he had a little pinata for his daughter, and so it was pretty dope. Like I liked it. I liked Renee's son too. He was like a little character, but it was very
Yeah.
very different. Like a lot of the adults were like drinking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not hard, but like pretty buzzed. But
Chilling.
everybody's
Yeah.
like, but it's mostly like about the kids. you know how Mexican birthday parties, everybody just gets
Yeah,
hammered and they let the
yeah,
kids just pass out because the
yeah. Yo,
parties
yo,
go till
what are
like 2.
we're fucking drinking, getting blacked out. Yo, dude, why is everyone here? Oh, it's fucking 2-year-old's birthday. It's like, oh shit, okay.
Exactly. Exactly. You know how it's like that's how I kind of expected it because like I told you like he's Mexican,
Yeah,
but he's more whitewashed now. So it was like a birthday that
yeah.
it was like the party was from like 2 to like 4:30, like I think 4:30 ish or no 2 to like 5. It's like 2 to 5. But
In the
like
afternoon, like
yeah,
PM.
in the afternoon.
Oh,
So it was kind of like different, but you know,
yeah. You're
um
mentally preparing, like, all right, it's gonna be here till 12. I think I'm gonna have to cut it off. I gotta go to bed like 12
well,
in the
I was
afternoon, like
no,
midnight.
yeah, not this time. I was like, all right, let's see how like this party goes because he's kind
Yeah,
of a little whitewashed himself. He doesn't speak that much Spanish anymore, and so I was just like, let's see how it goes. But now I'm having more of an idea on, you know, like the whole parent aspect, like when I have
yeah,
a kid and take him to a party, like how I'm gonna be and stuff like that. But I think me and Maggie, like if we ever throw our like Lonnie a birthday, I think we're gonna be a little more old school and go to 2 a.m.
hell yeah.
so we can
I'll
both
pull,
have
I'll pull
fun.
up, I'll pull
Yeah,
up.
so we can both have fun and just give the baby to my mom. My mom,
Yeah,
and be like, hey,
she'll be happy to freaking take it, dude.
exactly,
Take him. Yeah.
So yeah, it's
But
so
speaking on that Spanish, I want to get my Spanish back. Like, I still comprehend everything fine. I can read fine. Writing out of 10 is probably like 4, probably. And speaking is like a 6.5, but the grammar is just terrible.
oh
So,
yeah,
I like say shit out of place. So, literally today, I started listening to Tom Segura, the comedian.
yeah,
Uh, I started listening to his podcast. His mom is Peruvian. She's from Peru. So he like grew up with a little bit of Spanish and now he's like fluent Spanish. So he hosts a podcast just purely in Spanish and he has like Spanish speaking guests on. So it'll be like different comedians, like public figures, authors that are Spanish, prominent Spanish people, all over the place. But everything is in Spanish. So it's it's pretty interesting, just getting that Spanish, hearing the dialect, people speaking, having conversation, because
dude. If
that's
you want, if I was
that's
gonna,
what I
yeah,
lost is the conversational side. Like I know what the word is. Like if you tell me bread, it's ban, but putting a whole sentence together, that conversationalist portion is what I'm missing, because I don't speak to anybody Spanish anymore.
yeah, no, I mean, what's crazy is like when some of the coworkers just think that I'm like whitewashed completely because of the way that I talk and the way that I sound. I guess I
Yeah,
sound like just a straight up white dude,
yeah.
which is hilarious. I didn't think
What,
of myself
brown?
that way, but what?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
like the Kyle imitation.
like a fucking Kyle. Like, or when I talk to people on the phone, whenever I'm coordinating something, people are just they just assume it's going to be like a white guy, and then I pop up with my like mullet, and I'm like, hey, what's up? Well, like, how's
Hey,
your Wednesday going? It's just the
pasa
way
cabrón.
and then my mannerisms. But like, whenever someone tries to speak Spanish, I change it up, and it
Yeah,
just depends on who I'm talking to. And now I've
yeah.
become a lot more proficient with mine, just because like I do the Spanish orientation for my company, so like the
Mm,
safety orientation
yeah,
that we have to bring everybody on because it's like I work with an engineer and I work with construction, so I bring in I do the Spanish orientation for everybody, and every time like I bring in people and try to get them through all that, like it switches up, I
yeah.
sound it's crazy because my Spanish has been influenced by some of the people that I've been around, and it's mostly a
Like
lot of
Cubans or
Cubans.
something.
Yeah, Cubans and
Yeah.
Venezuelans and Colombians are like, oye, parce. If I'm talking to like a Cuban, I'm like, oye, hacer que estás haciendo aquí? Like, they
Yeah.
used to call me my nickname on site was El Pengu. People would be like, "Hey,"
What the hell is that?
uh, and they'd be like, "Hey, Pengu, Pengu." It means like a cold motherfucker with big balls. That's what it means. Like if you look it up on like an
Yeah.
Urban Dictionary or Latino Dictionary, that's what it means. Like for Cubans and stuff
Huh.
like that. So everybody started calling me a Pengu, but no, dude, my Spanish has gotten completely better whenever I like speak it and
Yeah.
everything,
You're
just because I'm
using it.
using it more and more
Yeah.
daily and stuff like that. Or like and it just depends on who I'm speaking to. I'm like, if it's a Colombian, I'm like, hey, parce. If it's a
Yeah.
Cuban, if it's a Cuban, I'm just like, oye, hacer, ¿qué estás haciendo? ¿Qué hola, papi? ¿Qué hola? Or I'm like, chao, pecado.
Like
or
you,
I'm like, oye, hacer esta máquina. I'll be like, oye, hacer esta máquina me tiene pingado a la madre.
you
Or if
know,
it's the
one
Dominicans,
way. Go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead. Go
I was
ahead.
gonna
Go
say, or if it's the Dominicans, it's funnier with them, and I love them. I'm just like, I'm like, uy,
ahead.
tigrazo, ¿qué pasó? Oye, uy, ¿qué lo que, tigrazo?
I can't
And then,
picture Dominicans as well. Cubans, Puerto Ricans, I got those on block. How they
nah,
act, and Mexicans too.
yeah, no,
Dominicans, I'm not used
I'm
to.
like, no, with the Mexicans, I'm like, whenever they're fucking up, I'm like, no te pasas de verga, güey, ¿qué estás
Ponte las
haciendo aquí?
pilas.
Ponte las pinches pilas, no mames, no pienses con tus mamadas. Y todo, like, like it comes
Yeah.
out too. But I like fucking with both of them, like with everybody. My accent kind of just changes, like
Yeah.
whoever I'm speaking to. But it's
Oh,
it's like the way I even pronounce things though. It's usually either in between Mexican and Cuban, and just because I spend a lot of time
with
with
them, yeah.
Cubans and like my Cuban coworker, who
Yeah.
like people thought was my cousin because his last name is also like the same thing as mine.
Mm.
So it's crazy, but I mean, that's the one thing that I loved about being
Yeah.
back in Florida. That and then just going to like Spanish stores where we get like fucking discounts instead of like I mean I go to Trader Joe's too, don't get me wrong, we go to Trader Joe's
I've
here.
never been to Trader Joe's.
It's all right. They got some good stuff that like their wine, their buffalo dip
Yeah.
and everything. It's all right, like
Yeah.
but like they
Just seems
like
so expensive for
yeah, to get produce
meh.
though. Yeah, to get produce, you got to go to the Spanish store. The Spanish store that we go to out here is called Fancy Fruit.
Mm.
So it's just fancy fruit, and there's a bunch of like Dominicans that work in there and stuff like that, and they're always like so nice to me and Maggie, and
Yeah.
we love going there. Whenever we need fruit, we usually go there. Whenever we're gonna buy in bulk, we go to Costco. Whenever we need
Yeah,
something
buddy.
quick and small, we go to Publix.
Yeah.
And anything extra that we want with just like that we can't get at any of those places that we want, like we have a
Yeah.
specific niche for, like specific thing for it, we go to Trader
Yeah.
Joe's because
Huh.
yeah.
I'm surprised. Yeah, dude. The back to the Spanish thing real quick. One of the things I started doing too is you know how like we'll fuck around and put just instrumental beats and like freestyle and shit like that.
Yeah.
I started putting on beats and I would try to rap in Spanish and I was actually like getting on a roll in some parts. Like is coherent sentences. I was actually rhyming shit. I was like, "Oh shit." And then another thing is when I speak in Spanish, I think like my more natural voice comes out, if that makes sense. Like I was thinking about this. I've thought about this for probably a year or two, but I don't know how to adjust. Like, because I was thinking about it, I'm like, why, like, my voice, like, when I talk a lot, it'll get like dry, like, people like get their voice really
Mm-hmm.
hoarse from talking a lot. Mine will happen really quickly. And, um, and I think I was thinking about this literally today at work. Um, that I think it started in high school when my other friends, they're especially in band, I was like a freshman, sophomore, and I was hanging out with a lot of the juniors, seniors. So they're their balls already dropped and they had deeper voices, and I was a late bloomer on top of it, so I still had like a higher voice, and I would like make it deeper on its own, you know, and then I've just been doing that ever since then, to where I have that like deeper, like monotone voice, but that's not my real voice. Like my natural register, if that makes sense, is it's still like a little deep, it has a little bit of bass, but it's not like that monotone. And when I speak Spanish, especially when I'm speaking with my parents or like even with Annie, it gets more to my regular voice. But as soon as I'm meeting someone new, answer the phone, talking conversation out with people, it literally like goes back up. And it's just like a natural reflex from doing it for so long that I don't know how to get my speak to everybody no matter what in like my more natural voice. Does that make
Mm.
sense?
Yeah, no, I feel you. I'm
Because when I talk so much, like my voice gets tired, um, and then I'm just like I'm starting to notice it more and more now. Like my I don't even think this is like more my regular voice. I think it's a little, I guess, a little bit more higher pitched. It's I think it's pretty close to where it is now. But like like I don't know how to explain it. It's so weird. It's something psychologically I just got to figure out and get my normal regular voice. Like the first podcast, that was like very high, dry, like very breathy, like kind of speaking. There wasn't
yeah.
any.
I
There
think
wasn't any.
you just gotta be comfortable with like hearing your own voice. You know, because like low key, I kind of I feel you with that, and I feel like when I did like when I did music for a little bit,
Yeah,
and I heard my voice and all that stuff. Uh, like then I started getting like then I started realizing how I actually sound. Like you always think how
yeah,
you always think you sound different when like in your head and all that other stuff, and then when you hear your own voice played like in in like a song or like in a video and all that stuff, you realize that like oh that's not whoa I sound like that, you know.
yeah,
It's kind of different. Like no, so I know what you mean. I know what you mean. So
yeah.
I
But
think
mine has built on since high school because I would try to make it deeper then. So when my voice actually got lower and I was like going through puberty, I had already been faking it for a year or two. And then, it's just been going on from that in
should have been just
college.
real from the jump.
I know, I know.
Now you're
But
suffering.
like
Now you're
I
suffering for
am.
your sins.
Like, like at Wentworth when we were doing the marching around and shit and like
Yeah,
giving out commands.
yeah.
Um, remember how they would yell at me for not being loud enough? It's because the way my voice is, I was trying to make it deeper and it was more breathy. So I couldn't put any bass and like use my diaphragm, be like actually get louder. And it was more of like, ah. So there was,
Oh.
it was
Oh. Now I can just think about that. Oh.
Just- it sounded exactly fucking like
Yeah,
it.
no, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? What
Oh
the-
shit. But yeah,
oh
you know
man.
what I'm fucking saying, right?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So that's
It
something I've been trying to work on too.
Yeah.
Is
No, dude, with
finding my
Spanish though,
voice.
with Spanish, I think just listen to music, man. I'll put you on what I've been doing
I have
too.
been.
I what I've been doing as well. I think it's because Maggie hurt my feelings. No, dead ass. Like Maggie hurt my feelings one day. I think it's just like subconsciously Maggie hurt my feelings because she told me one day that I was like really whitewashed while
Mm.
holding a Starbucks cup, wearing Crocs, you wearing a Happy Dad hat,
Yeah.
and just chubbies and just all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was just, and she's like, "You're just so whitewashed sometimes," and I'm like,
Damn.
"What?" And then, but like, I've been trying to get back more into like my Mexican side.
Yeah.
So
Tap into your
yeah,
roots more.
yeah, no, honestly, and it's like low key. I've been listening to a lot more Spanish music and a
Me
lot of
too.
them, and listening like I'll put you on. I'll send you some,
Yeah.
but like I've been listening to a lot more Spanish music and that like Mexican music, and like corridos, Nathaniel, like Junior H, bro. Like there's a lot of like dudes that just make
Is
freaking
there
bangers in Spanish.
is there more Spanish music that's I'm gonna sound fucking ignorant. Is there more Spanish music that's not like the Mexican, like the corridos, like bachatas, or like Daddy Yankee type reggaeton, or like Bad Bunny? Is there other stuff out there? Like Annie has showed me like some Brazilian, but that's more Portuguese, it's not very much Spanish, but it's a different type of music. I want
Well,
to
there's like
listen to more
it's
Spanish that's
just
not
it's
the boom, boom, boom,
well, yeah.
boom.
I mean, it's diverse and everything too. And you know what I'll say? I think you got to just go back into some of the songs and give them another chance and listen to them as an adult because
No, I
growing
like
up,
them.
yeah.
I like them, but I
Oh,
want to diversify.
no, of course, dude. I have a like in my the Spanish catalog in my phone. It's like I have a Colombian like rock band on mine. I have
Hmm.
Selena, which everybody has Selena.
Yeah,
You
send
know, I
that
have
rock
by
band to me.
it's kind of like they sound like a Spanish Maroon 5. So it's not like
Hmm.
hard rock,
Fuck
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like they have
Hey,
like
you know
some good
me, bro. I
songs.
love Maroon 5.
Yeah. So they have like I have songs like that. I have like more corridos. I'll send you the Mexican songs that I have. Like some of
Yeah,
them sound like some old school stuff that our parents would probably listen to,
yeah,
which goes hard. Like now that like
yeah,
I'm an adult and I'm like actually listening to like what they're saying and like the
yeah.
flow, bro, it goes hard. I'll send you this other one with like a whole bunch of like Spanish dudes rap. Like some of them rap, but like on a
Hmm.
banda thing,
Yeah.
and it goes hard. And then the last dude
Fuck yeah,
and
dude.
this it's the song's called Cuatro Aces, like four aces,
Hmm.
and Junior H's part on that thing is fucking amazing. Like his verse out of everybody, like the way he has his flow, like it goes like like it just like his cadence and his flow in that song just fucking goes hard. And like
Yeah.
I sometimes I just listen to like his verse because it just goes hard for in my personal opinion. But he's got
Hmm.
other good songs that like like that I feel like are like bangers that I missed that I was kind of ignorant growing up because my parents always played that music and I'm just like
Trying to
I don't want to
clean in the
listen.
morning and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, well, like, yeah, but like now, like growing up, like I'm listening to the more of this, like Mexican music, and it goes fucking hard, dude. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, man, I sometimes drink to it, and Maggie fucks with it too. So I've been putting her on some of the music that I've been finding,
Yeah.
cause and Maggie understands it. Like a lot of people tend to forget that like she was the Spanish rep whenever she did like sales and marketing for
Oh,
like
really?
eSport. Yeah, whenever she did marketing for it and she talked to like local businesses. Yeah, and it would be right here, like in Winter Park. There's a lot of Spanish places and barbershop shops and stuff like that. She would speak Spanish to them, so
Hmm.
she understands and speaks Spanish, but
Damn.
around my parents, she just doesn't have that much confidence in it. I think I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm like, dude, it's my mom and dad. Like she's already seen my
Yeah.
parents be like really goofy, so I'm trying to
Yeah.
break that for her.
Yeah. Just start like little conversations or something.
Yeah, and and like once like Lonnie starts like learning and understanding like words and stuff like that,
Words. Yeah.
I want to speak with I speak like Spanish and English to him. I'm gonna make sure he uh he learns those both languages because what's one thing that like I'm proud to be American and everything too, but like one thing that I don't like about the US is like everybody out here only knows. Yeah, exactly, dude. You know me. Fuck, dude. I'm a fucking goddamn American. I got the Statue of Liberty with a fucking pistol.
Some rifles. Oh
Yeah,
no, the pistol.
fucking
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, and all that other stuff. And you know me. I'm like I love the U.S. and everything too, but one thing that always bothers me is that everybody just speaks one language out here, and like every time I meet a European, they
No,
speak like
several.
they know several. They know like four, like
Yeah.
three, four or three, or two at least, two
Yeah.
languages. And
What
it's
would be a
always
third language you would want to add on?
for me right now. Like I want to after I'm done mastering like English and Spanish, like when I'm completely like just completely fluent with it, the third language that I want to do, I'm still debating on that one. Maybe Portuguese because there's a lot of Brazilians out here, so I would love to learn
Hmm.
like a little bit of Portuguese,
Yeah.
and of course Orlando is filled with them. And so if I learn Portuguese, I can communicate with those guys. There was a time, it's so fucking crazy. It's funny too because I had a situation where a lot of people you know, I was working with another dude and he only spoke English, and then he started trying to talk to these Brazilian dudes who look Latino, that
Yeah.
how Brazilians look Hispanic
Yeah.
too, or and all that stuff. And I think that yeah, they're Latino too, but yeah, they thought they spoke Spanish, and they didn't speak Spanish at all. They only spoke Portuguese.
Yeah.
And I come up to them and I start speaking Spanish. I'm like, hey, all this other stuff, and then they were like trying their best to speak Spanish with me, and then
Hmm.
I heard someone, and thank God I know a little bit though, because I heard someone say something in Portuguese, and I could tell, like I caught that was Portuguese, and I was like, and then
Yeah.
I told them, I'm like, ustedes hablan portugués, like you guys speak Portuguese, and they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, ah, I'm like, that's
Yeah.
why, you know, we're not communicating well. But then I like use
Yeah.
the Google Translate app. I cheated.
Does that actually work well?
Yeah, for the most part, because people get what you're trying to say, and so
Yeah.
like it delivers the message and everything too. But I don't want to be that dude that just pulls it
Yeah.
out and
Yeah.
be like, hey, and they're like, and everything. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I mean I've always wanted to learn like a different language, but like I feel like what I need to learn right now after I'm done with
Spanish.
like Spanish is Portuguese. So
Hmm.
I know those three languages moving forward, and then maybe move on to like Italian just because I want to be fancy, or like
Yeah.
French or something. I don't know. But right
Yeah.
now, like I feel like if I did learn a third language, it'd be Portuguese.
Yeah. The reason I started wanting to learn Spanish again is one, just to be able to speak it freely, but then to be able to advance, in the career and use that, they love having bilingual people, And I've been applying to new jobs and shit because this market's looking rough with my company right now. So I just want to, if shit goes bad, I want to be able to have options and find a more stable company, you
Yeah,
know. So, and also on top of it, I kind of want to get out of sales. Since college, I've been in different sales aspects, different industries, doing different shit. And, there's some aspects, obviously I've been in it for 4, almost 5 years, um, that I really do enjoy, but there's some that just get so monotonous. And like my brain, it's, I can't focus for a super long time. Like with the company where they make you sit at your desk and do shit for 2 3 hours straight, no breaks. The first hour I'll be very productive, and then second, third hour, it'll literally the same amount of work I got done in 1 hour will be like, if I just continuously go, will be like 4 hours worth of work, just because I'm so slow and like I'm wanting to check out. But like with the company I was with in the past before, as long as you got your work done, they didn't really care of what time you did it or anything. Literally go 1 hour, fucking crank out my work, and then I'd go take a 10 15 minute break, 20-minute break. I'd go fuck around, and then I'd come back and do a whole nother hour of just crank through work again. And the requirements they had, I was literally done within 2 hours out of my 8 hour workday. And then, I'd go take 10 15 minutes, go to the bathroom, do whatever, come back, and then same thing, keep cranking it out. Like I was cranking out calls, emails, replying to stuff, doing different trainings, just in little bits like that, and the company knew that's how I was like most efficient. With this new company, they're like, no, you have to like stay here. They don't want us to get up. They want us to do this. I'm like, I'm literally so unproductive after the first hour because I'm just like wanting to blow my brains out because I just want to walk around, take a break. I want to listen to music, take a break, watch a YouTube video, something. And with with sales, it's very repetitive nature to where you call, you put in the task, you send the email, wash, rinse, repeat over and over and over compared to like a server or like an engineer or something where it's different shit all the time, you know, that would keep my brain busy and I wouldn't get bored, you know, compared to sales. I have to do it in bits and pieces. So I'm trying to find a company that understands that, you know.
No, I feel you. I feel you. Um, no, I feel you with that. With like, because that's how I used to be with my last company. I just like I would finish work, and just like how you said it, like you'd finish work for a bit, and then you kind of just like, as long as you got your work done, it's whatever, and then you're just kind of just chilling, in the
Yeah,
office, killing time and all that stuff. Which is why I like the company that I'm with now, because
yeah,
I get time in the office, and then I get time to go out in the field
field, yeah,
and like supervise and to go talk to, if it's slow and people
yeah,
kind of getting their work done and we're steadily working there and there's not and everything's smooth sailing, I just talk to people,
yeah.
just like hit them with the jokes that people usually say. I'm like, hey, it's you know working hardly working.
Hard
But
working. Oh God,
yeah,
you're one of
god,
those.
I'm one of those, just as an icebreaker.
Yeah,
But usually or I just catch up with people and just like we just talk about like our lives and stuff like that, that's going, like what's going on in their life, or any
yeah,
plans for the weekend and stuff like that. So I mean, that's why I like that's why I like my job and everything. And every single issue that we always have, it's like it's different, it's a different issue that we haven't really faced before,
yeah.
and it's like a new issue,
It
and
doesn't
all
get
that's,
monotonous for sure.
yeah, it just doesn't get like repetitive. Every day is kind
Yeah,
of new at my job. It's like a new day every single day. It's like,
yeah,
you go in there and it's going to be a completely different day from the last day. And you just kind of go in there and you get them. There's like a motion of what you got to do, but it's also other things that like change up your day.
yeah,
So that's why I like that. But what Maggie wants me to do in the future is find a work from home job.
yeah.
Because yeah, I think we talked. Did we talk about it in the last podcast about moving to Mexico?
I don't think so. We talked about it in person on the
Oh,
phone.
okay. But yeah, because her plan, because Mexico housing, well, she's like, why not move to like Mexico,
Yeah,
and live in a huge house where like we work from home. We get like, once we have Wi-Fi, we can work from home, put in the work, and live in this giant house by the beach and not have
yeah,
to pay like huge amounts of property taxes and all
yeah,
that stuff that like you have to pay out here. And I was just like, that doesn't sound too bad, like, okay.
yeah,
But like, if I ever end up working from home, I just need more experience right now and everything, and I need to build my resume up, so it'd be something that I'd consider like later on in the future, because
yeah.
there's a
Honestly,
lot of,
was
yeah,
what's your job title again?
field engineer.
Yeah, you could easily move into, at least to start in the beginning, it'd be more of a what is it called? Entry role of some kind of consulting for sure. Especially as a field engineer, you could be a consultant for different types of construction
So
companies.
so the reason why like I want to wait too, because the company that I work with has different departments, and I'm not going to
Mm,
stay in the role that I'm in forever.
every, yeah,
Realistically, I'm supposed to move into a new role here in another 1 to 2 years. Once I'm like, you know, like once I'm done there, I move on to another role that's completely different, and then another role that's like that's completely different. And the roles that like you alternate and you move up within this company, it's either you're like working like you're either more
in the
being out
field.
in the field and boots on ground, or you're more in the office. But this company that I work for makes you alternate between them both
Mm,
until you find the role that you're
suits you the
supposed to
best.
work, yeah, suits you the best. And then the
That's good.
other alternative, because there's like the alternative pathways are like the quality control people
Mm,
or the estimators that you can go into,
yeah,
or if the recruiting aspect, there's vast jobs like
yeah,
within this company that maybe you can be really fit for and all that stuff, that that you can like shift into, but everybody kind of just starts off as the same thing that I am, and then they grow, and then they do another role in the office, and then they start branching, going either left or right within the company and everything. But I want to
Yeah.
gain more experience with all that, and I want to at least be like a project manager for a little bit
Yeah.
and then really work from home and try to like go from there.
Yeah.
Because I feel like after that I could probably land a good job that pays me a good amount of money, and
Yeah.
then I'll move to Mexico, and you know we'll move to Mexico and call it a day. My son wants to work
Yeah. Be
like
big dick swinging out there.
yeah, exactly. Make a good amount of money and like just live out there. There's a lot of communities out there with a lot of Americans too that
Yeah.
just wanted to live like a lot cheaper because
Yeah.
inflation's real, man. Fucking goddamn. I remember when milk used to be like a
I was
dollar
about to say
50.
that for eggs,
Like
dude.
yeah, and eggs.
Bruh. I remember I went to Publix. It's usually like I like getting the 24 pack, the large brown eggs. And for like a 24 pack, it was like 369, or the nicer organic was like four something. And I didn't really think anything of it. I just went there and I grabbed two 24 packs and put them in the cart. And I was like, it'll probably be about 25 bucks. I was gonna pay in cash. So I had the two eggs, like milk, a couple other little things. It wasn't very much, like 25 bucks max. And then they were scanning everything and they're like, all right, that'll be 67, this. I'm like, what? And I
Yeah.
was like, and I looked at the thing, the eggs were $9 each, and the bread was like
No.
$3. Yeah,
Really?
nine fucking dollars. I was like, fuck that. I'm like, put one of these back, dude.
I haven't bought that much eggs. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe I should start eating eggs more, maybe I'm on a good path. But I didn't know that they went up that much. I used to buy the 24 pack like about a year ago, and it
Yeah.
would be like $5.
Yeah, it's gone down a little bit now, um, to like 6, $7. But Costco is the best place to get them. The 24 pack there, it's I think the last time I bought them was like $8 or $9 for uh a 48 pack, sorry, is what they had. Something. It was a really fucking good deal. Much better than you could get at like Walmart or Publix. I forgot what it was.
Dude,
But yeah,
Costco's
for sure,
clutch.
much better deal. I
I
love
freaking love
Costco. Oh
Costco.
my God.
Yeah, dude. I got
Oh yeah.
once I got my Costco card, I told everybody at work, and everybody just started clapping for me.
Flexing it.
Yeah, they're like, dude, you're officially a dad. Welcome to the gang. I was just like, hell yeah. I
Yeah.
I was like, I remember being like nervous. I was telling Maggie, I was like, are we even gonna go to Costco that much? And now it's been like, it's like a bi-weekly thing. Like we go to
That's what
Costco.
we do too.
Yeah. We go to
Bi-weekly.
Costco, we
The
get our
big
little
bulk shit.
mocha. Well, we get our mocha and then we go like walking around buying
Uh,
stuff. And so we're just sipping something as we're cruising around, which is
that's funny.
yeah. Which
That's that's what we do. We go bi-weekly. We get all the big bulk shit that we need, like big thing of milk, big thing of eggs, big thing of fruits, all the big bulk shit. And then the next week, whatever we're kind of low on or those little things we need, we go to like a Walmart or Publix or Harris Teeter's, kind of fill in the gaps, until we go back to Costco again.
yeah, dude. I I love it. There's and then I'm such a fat ass.
Or chicken
Usually
bake.
yeah. Oof.
Mhm.
Or like with
So
the
fucking
samples
good.
sometimes like sometimes Maggie's not even hungry and she just gets me her sample.
Yeah.
I'm just like, "Hey, go get that. Go get a sample too because I love that." And then like a lot of things, dude. I love Costco. It's such an experience whenever every single time I go there. Except it's
Yeah.
just like so busy sometimes.
What's the most clutch item that you found there that you like a food or a snack or some shit that you get there all the time?
Seaweed snacks. I'm a weird
What?
motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah, dude, listen. Freaking seaweed snacks are the fucking bomb.
I've actually no, never mind. I was gonna say I had Annie like air fried kale chips like bought kale and air fried them herself. Those are actually pretty fucking good.
Maggie has these apple chips, but like I feel like they're gonna end up being like the graham crackers that we don't really eat. Like she's been
Yeah,
eating some,
yeah,
but what we did because we don't waste food. So like with the animal graham crackers that we had, we didn't end up eating them and all that stuff, and they started getting kind of a little stale.
yeah,
So what we did is that we packed them in a bag, and there's this park near our place called Lake Lily, and we
yeah.
go out there, and it's this park has so many freaking turtles, it's
Mm,
insane. There's so many
yeah.
turtles out there, so we go out there and we feed the turtles, and then we feed all the little cranes and all these birds that are out there too, and they'll follow you. These
Is that where
birds.
you? Is that where she saw Tilly or whatever? The crane?
Oh, Lonnie the crane. No, Lonnie the crane was out at our apartment complex.
Oh, it was Lonnie. I
Yeah.
thought it was
Yeah.
Tilly.
No, Tilly's the girl name that we actually really like, but
Yeah.
Lake Lily is the actual place. But
Okay, okay.
I love this place because like the animals there are so friendly. It's like they rely on people to like feed them.
Yeah, they got used to him for sure.
Yeah, they got used to them. So squirrels will literally come up to you and just take the cracker from you and just run away.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't pull any like I don't try to mess with them back or like anything. I just give them the
yeah, yeah.
freaking cracker.
Let him have
You
it.
know, yeah, or like we feed the ducks and everything too. Like they get like the animals get so excited. There was this one duck that we gave crackers to, and it started doing this little dance with its tail, and then
Mm,
more ducks started coming, and then
shaking that
soon,
ass.
yeah, and then soon we were like surrounded by all these ducks and shit, and I was just like, I am I'm their god. I was like,
Dude,
dude, I
have you
am
ever
their
heard of
god.
the duck parade? There's this hotel. I can't remember where, but every day it's this big popular hotel. Every day they have a duck master has a cane and shit, and they'll walk the ducks from wherever they keep them all the way down into a little lake pond thingy in the hotel that has like a water fountain and stuff. And
Where's it at?
I don't know, I can't remember. I saw it from Bob Does Sports. This guy Fat Perez on there. He he was like, "Oh, I freaking love ducks." So he asked the guy, and he let him lead the ducks to the lake. But I can't remember. I heard the story a while back ago. But a snack that you should try from Costco is um, one. They're really good, but they're more expensive. Is the steak tips, like beef jerky, the steak tips. Those are pretty good, but they're kind of pricey. So the ones that I freaking love are the turkey jerky. So instead of like beef jerky, they have the bag of turkey jerky.
It's like
It's
those sticks. Looks like a blue stick bag.
yeah,
Yeah, I had those.
it's
Yeah,
it's so fucking good. You know what I'm talking about, right? The turkey jerky,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Man, we
yeah.
bought some. We bought some like a
Oh,
few weeks ago.
I haven't had it. I haven't had it in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna have to go buy some more. It's so good. That's my favorite thing to bring when I'm playing golf and shit. I'll just pack a couple of those and have a little snack while I'm out there. Oh, dude, so freaking good.
Turkey jerky. Ugh.
Hell yeah.
No, I
Do you want
just
to get
finished
a?
my bag. What?
Let's say, do you have any hot takes you want to get into?
Well, we're like towards the end of the freaking podcast, but
I know we haven't
now
started
you want to go into the hot takes? No, I mean, I guess we could
to
brush
wrap
up
it up.
upon. Yeah, I mean, I guess we
Yeah,
could
yeah.
wrap it up. What do you? So we got some news today, and Baker Mayfield is going to Tampa Bay, and
Hmm.
and one thing I'm gonna say about Baker Mayfield is like this guy is like I have to give him a little bit of respect. Like off the field, like this dude
I
is
love
doing
Baker.
whatever he can, like whatever he can to stay like in the NFL and try to make it with a team. Because I
Yeah,
mean,
he was the
what
number one
he's
overall
already
pick.
what?
He was the number one overall pick.
Yeah, exactly. But like, man, what he was with the Browns for a minute, then he was with the Panthers, but kind of fell off there.
Yeah,
Then he was with the LA Chargers for like for a bit, for a
Rams.
little bit. Well, oh yeah, fucking LA Rams. I don't know what
Yeah,
to say Chargers. He was at the LA Rams, and now he's with Tampa Bay. And I feel like I don't know, man. I feel like he's gonna do. I think he could do a solid job,
It depends. It depends on how
but
Tampa handles their free agency because they lost
yeah,
some linemen and some people have left. So if he just goes right back to another shitty offensive line, of course he's gonna look bad.
yeah.
He has fucking great receivers, and I think they signed a running back too. Um, but the most important thing is that O line. If he doesn't have a good O line, he's gonna look bad. He's gonna look terrible.
I also love the memes on uh
NFL
Derek
memes.
Carr. Yeah, Derek Carr and Jimmy G.
Oh yeah,
It's fucking same shit. Like
literally
they're
swapping
the
out.
same fucking quarterback, man. They just I love the
Yeah.
internet, man.
Oh
I love
yeah,
the
dude. I think Jimmy is less athletic and has less arm talent, but
okay.
his like mind, cerebral, him reading the game is a little better. And then this motherfucker only, if this is the whole football field, Jimmy G only throws right here in between the hashes. There's a, I'm gonna try and look for it and edit it on so you can see it, but there's like the football field, if you can picture it, you know, like it shows every throw that he has is a little dot. If it's completed, it's green. Incomplete, I think it's white, and then blue is like a good pass or something like that. And it'll show like 5, 10, 15, 20, 40 yards all the way out. Like on outside the hashes, there's like 3 or 4 little dots here and then another 5, 6 up there, something like that throughout the season. And then in the middle, it's fucking all fucking over. 'Cause this man does not throw on the outside. He sticks it in the
He
middle
sticks it in the middle and he
because
calls it.
he doesn't have the arm strength. This is a lot more distance going there, so it's more likely to get picked off. He has to either have really good touch or freaking flick it in there. So here in the middle, his coach Kyle Shanahan can scheme up stuff better. So he can throw with like anticipation to where the receiver meets up with the ball, or it's a lot more advantages here where it benefits his arm better instead of out there. Out there, he's throwing picks. He doesn't have the arm strength for it. Where Carr does, he can rifle that thing. He's just not mentally there all the way sometimes.
I love the memes on him. This dude just looks like a fucking psychopath
Sid,
sometimes.
Sid
Yeah,
from Toy Story.
like Sid from fucking Toy Story and everything.
Yeah. All right.
That's great.
Let me do my hot take,
All
which
right.
has gotten. I wrote this 2 weeks ago, and then we were gonna do it for our first pod, and then a couple days ago, the same shit happened again. So it's been building. Um,
Okay.
I think they need to change the requirements for how you get your goddamn driver's license. And the reason I'm saying this is they needed to have like some kind of fucking class where you need to learn how to, one simple is understand what the hell a roundabout is, because a roundabout is designed so you don't stop. So if a car's coming this way and a car's coming this way, if you're coming in at the same time, you both go in a circle without having to stop for wherever you're getting out. That's literally what the roundabout was designed for. But if they're coming at the same time, this car will stop, this one will come in, they'll be like, you know, and it'll cause everyone else to back up, or people will wait and try and shoot the gap and speed up. It's a fucking mess. Roundabouts are so easy. You just go in, you stay at the same speed you come in, and that's what literally they're designed to do. That's why they made roundabouts. So you don't have to stop. You can just keep the flow of traffic and go wherever you need to go. So one, that would be an easy requirement. Learn what the fuck a roundabout is. And then
I've seen
two,
roundabouts with yield signs.
yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah.
if there's a car and it's not like, if put the circle up again, if they're coming in and they're already most of the way close to you, obviously you're not going to go, because the speed you go, you're going to end up hitting them. So you just yield, let them go, and then go after. But if they're barely entering into their turn lane, then if you both go your same speed, you're not going to touch. You're not even going to come close. but they'll stop, or one will stop or slow down, one will try and speed up, try and make it in time, and that's where the bunching happens. But if you stay the same speed, it's literally, I do it when I take roundabouts, I don't slow down. Like unless a car, like I said, is already in the turn, in the loop somewhere,
Hmm.
and that the timing, like if I just keep going, I'm gonna hit them, then I'll obviously have to slow down.
Well, if
Yeah.
anybody thinks that I should get my license taken away, they need to go talk to Mr. Francisco. Mr. Francisco said I was one
High
hell of
school.
a driver. I loved this class because like this man would take me to go like get his medicine, and then I would just
What?
like, yeah, and then I'd get
Go
something from
running
like
errands.
McDonald's. I was running errands with this man. He's like, you care, and I'm like, no, I'm driving. I'm like, dude, let's
I'm
go.
learning.
And I was learning, and like I already knew how to drive at that point, but
Yeah.
like so he was just chilling. I was just chilling. We'd listen to classic rock and
Hmm.
everything. I remember one time I tried to like hold a conversation with him, and he talks and everything, but sometimes he's just like, "Hey, let's just listen to this music." He just wants to vibe, and I'm
Yeah.
like, "All right, cool." So we were just me and this guy cruising around for the most part, and that's why he liked taking me out on like on like the rides and stuff like
Like
that.
taking you out.
Yeah, he'll take me out. He's I was what the fuck?
It's like,
No,
what's
but
what's your left
one
hand doing there, Mr.
yeah,
Francisco?
Mr. Francisco, god damn. No,
Oh
but I
shit.
remember that class though, because they had those simulators in the back. Like
Mm,
Laylee had all those like one weird simulators that was
yeah.
like it was like a Wii drive, like the steering
Yeah.
wheel that you would
I didn't take
go.
that. I didn't take
Yeah.
the driver's ed class.
Oh really?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I
I
did. I
I took something else instead. I don't remember what.
That was such a BS class. Not a BS class because like you take your permit test in the beginning. If you already have your permit, you still take it for your grade, and
Yeah.
then which is kind of scary. Imagine if you pass your permit test and you
And you fail.
fail the permit test in the class. But you take your permit test, and then after the end, you take your final, which is like driver's on your
Was that to
driving.
get your license?
Yeah, to get your license, but you still
Oh.
gotta wait a year for your permit. So yeah, so I mean, like you just literally, and it wasn't even like a written test. They, it was like the driver's test was like an actual driving test
Yeah.
where we go out there, we drive, and we just cruise and all that stuff. But yeah, like, and
Sweet.
after I passed that class, he just gives me a paper. He's like, take this to the Florida DMV with your thing, and you're good to go. And I
Yeah.
literally did that. Like once I completed a year, I freaking took it to the DMV, and I was just solid. I was like, all right, let's go
Yeah.
drive the Golden Goddess around. My
Oh, the
my mom's
golden
beat up
goddess.
my mom's beat up Golden Saturn. Had to give
Yeah.
it a cool name so it sounded less like
Like
less
a
weird,
little
I
junker.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little junk car, but you know what? That
Yeah. Yeah.
motherfucker ran.
Yeah.
It was always in clutch, and whenever
That's when
you
I
need.
first learned you were a terrible fucking driver, dude.
No, I've gotten
Dude,
better. I've
maybe
gotten
now.
maybe now, but like, dude, I've gotten better at my driving, and like I've driven through blizzards. I've driven like I've driven semis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've driven semis now, and I've driven a whole bunch of stuff. Like
Yeah.
I've definitely gotten better with my driving, but
Probably because you
it's
actually
just
pay attention now.
yeah, I have too much ADHD.
Yeah. Nah, the way
I
we used to fucking drive, like one of the very first times I rode in your car was for JROTC. We were heading to Manatee Middle School, and we were heading down 41, and you were driving. You know how like people keep their hand on the wheel and just kind of like slowly adjust, as you're driving, like kind of to keep it straight, or like keep your
yeah.
hand kind of loose there. You, the car would like pull to the left. I remember specifically, it would pull to the left. And instead of just keeping your hand there and trying to keep it straight, you would just kind of go like that. You'd be talking to me, and then you'd go like jerk it to go back straight, and you'd keep driving, and then just fucking jerk it. So I'm literally riding in the car, and I'm like, oh yeah, yeah.
that
I'm like,
that that
and
car
you,
wasn't centered. That car was
yeah.
just off. It was just that car was just a.
But that's how you drive in general, though. And then you like didn't you didn't have finesse for shit. Like when you would take a turn somewhere, you're supposed to
I do
like
the Chicano U turn.
let go of the steering wheel, and it'll make itself go straight. You would turn and then turn it back, so it's like jerky instead of you just turn and let go and
It's
let
'cause
it
I have a handle on the
ease out.
situation. I'm fucking. I have. I
You didn't
had
have
your
the
life in
finesse,
my hand.
bro.
I had your life in my hands, and you never died with me in the car.
Yeah, it's the meme, but did you die?
But did you die? All
Uh,
right, man. I
the
think it's.
yeah. Let me get the last requirement out of that hot take. The last
What's up?
one is merging also like on the highways, off the highways and shit like that. Like the same thing. It's supposed to be one car, next car, one car, next car, and you just keep your same speed and you just merge in and go fine. Some people being dickholes, they'll try and like speed pass and get in front, or some people are going slow, they'll slow down and let two or three cars go in front, and it like causes bunching up. Like the merging would be so
Dude,
simple
that's
if you just.
every city.
Oh, I know.
That's
That's what I'm saying.
Atlanta. That's Atlanta. That's
I'm saying change the
Orlando,
requirements.
Tampa. I mean
US want.
Tampa, Miami. Miami's the worst with that. I was in there in Miami. My I get the worst road rage in Miami just because of that reason. And no one follows
Yeah,
that. Everybody cuts each
yeah.
other off, and then you got to roll
Hmm.
down your windows and see what language they're speaking, and then you cuss them out in that language. It's either Creole, Spanish, or
Yeah.
English.
At least they're upfront about it. In Charleston, everyone's like rough driving, but it's super passive aggressive,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. But all right, man. Yeah, we can wrap this bitch up. An hour in.
You know, fucking an hour in and shit.
Episode 2. No, your battery didn't die, so that's a plus. We actually got an hour in, and yeah, we didn't even get to our hot takes and shit. But all
It's
right.
okay. I mean, we had a good ass conversation. I feel
Yeah.
like we were catching up a lot. You know, that's what
Yeah.
happens when two friends catch up. So I'm
3.
sure. What?
3.
Oh yeah, no, true, true. My bad, my
They're
bad.
here too. They're here too.
Yeah, you guys are here too. But this is what happens. You know, like we catch up on things and we go off and we start rambling into a hole. But we
Yeah.
need to know. Now we now I mean and now we know that Mario needs to pick up his slack on his Spanish.
I'm working on it.
Yeah,
I'm
and
working
I'll
on it.
send you some good ass songs, man.
Yeah. Send me that shit.
I
All right.
got you.
Later, guys.
Boop.